Hi there, I'm Mark Kentwell. Thanks for taking the time to view this video. I've put this together because I'm hoping you're considering using me for the sale of your home, and if you are, I'd like to show you how our team really does work together to help you get the best possible result for your property. So I've spent a fair bit of time speaking with other top level business owners and top agents and also coaches throughout the Australian real estate industry, and what we've developed is a model that we call dedicated selling team. What it has is me acting as a campaign manager, totally responsible for everything that's happening in listing your property, getting the strategy right, and then being there for the vital points like negotiation, when the buyer's at the point where they're making offers, getting deals over the line, or if it's auction, being there in the auction room. But I've also brought in co-agents with me. So David and Lily are co-agents and they focus just on the buyer side of the transaction. By doing this, it allows a lot more time to be available for customer service to buyers, which is one of the first things that goes missing when an agent gets busy if they're trying to do everything themselves. So they can cross-match buyers across from other properties, they can follow up buyers that they've already met before, they can work harder on getting those offers over the line. And what we also find is that sometimes Lily and David and maybe myself will each have a buyer on a property, so there's that competition there. I'm absolutely certain that it does create a better sale price for our owners, and it can help the sale happen in a shorter amount of time.
So buyers really appreciate the fact that we get back to them and we're proactively finding properties for them, which they say they don't get that kind of feedback or help from other agents.
One of the great advantages of having me in the dedicated sales team is that working both Saturday and Sunday, I can really service those families with kids that are at sport and those buyers that do want that second look, so we can really get them through that property and help them through that buying process.
Now there's one thing that also takes a lot of time in a standard real estate agent's role, and that is the booking of appointments. So you'll get to meet our appointment coordinators, which are Kelly and Michelle. They take all of the inbound inquiries. Now they're a fully registered agent, but they work in the office. They've seen the property, they know you, they know your diary, and they can place a buyer into the home at a time that suits the buyer with one of our buyer managers or myself. That way they handle all of the routine that's involved in booking an inspection, because one inspection can take up to 45 minutes to book. You can imagine how much time that we're saving in doing that and allowing David, myself and Lily to be making deals and helping you get a better price for your home rather than just returning phone calls and leaving voicemails.
We handle all the initial inquiry on Mark's homes and we make the inspections on behalf of the agents. We've been through all the homes that Mark has listed, we know all the owners and we know what time they're available. So what people don't realise is it can take up to 45 minutes just to make one inspection. On average, we're making 20 to 30 buyer appointments a week just on Mark Kentwell's properties alone. What this means for Mark is that he has more time to be out there dedicating his time to his clients, negotiating and selling the properties. And the buyers absolutely love it. I'm on first name basis with a lot of the buyers we have at the moment, and they love hearing from me in regards to a property that they may not have seen advertised.
So when we were coming up with this model, I suppose we looked for an analogy that we could draw in another industry. And the closest one we could find was the master chef in a fine dining restaurant, for example. The master chef looks after everything that goes on in the kitchen, but they don't handle every component. What they're responsible for is the absolute perfect delivery of the perfect meal, but they're not out there taking your order, preparing your entrees, pouring your wine, making all the sections of the meal, and then taking your bill at the end. They might handle one component or one or two components within the kitchen that make a big difference to how the meal comes out. Now, if you compare this to real estate, I really do want to be in that position that I can handle the most important sides of the transaction, which is the negotiation, the strategy, and giving you advice along the way. Now that can make a massive difference to sale price. There's 10% of the sale price on the table for a great price compared to an average price. And we really want to get every dollar that's there in the market for you. If you compare this to the traditional real estate agent model where they're running around trying to handle everything, taking inquiries, showing buyers, calling the buyers back, trying to negotiate with multiple parties, handling solicitors, pest and building inspectors, booking the inspections themselves. There's so many little tasks that go on, but the first thing to go missing is the customer service to buyers and the advice and strategy with the owners. And those are the things that make the biggest difference when it comes to negotiating. Had a fair few individual awards as well, such as the top selling principal in the PRDnationwide group of over 120 offices. since 2008. Also was ranked in the top 100 agents in the country with Real Estate Business magazine at number 15 and number 33 for the last 2 years. And there's over 44,000 agents in Australia according to the research I did on Google, so pretty honoured to receive that award. There was only myself and one other agent in our office that actually got to that level in our region.
Well, we chose to sell through the friendly auction system. I was a bit hesitant at the start. I personally didn't like auctions myself, but after being involved with it, I could see how it would work and why it's it's a good thing to go for. And in the end, we got more than we had hoped for.
So yeah, what I really liked was his Red Alert database. Basically, Mark came in, it was done quite quickly, and the database is just so extensive that he knew exactly what he needed to do to get someone to purchase our home. It was done very quickly and within a few days. We had a buyer, signed the contracts, and we were able to move on to the next stage of our life.
I like the PRD had a detailed process, standout marketing and an extensive database. Since then I've purchased a property with PRD with great results, and I've brought over all of my investment properties to be managed by safe hands.
I think as well, like the advice that we were given by PRD helped raise the value and the selling price of our house. Some of the tips that Mark provided and some of the people he put us in contact with really helped, I guess, maximise the value of our house and get the price that we were looking for.
I was a little bit hesitant to approach Mark at first because I thought that he only dealt with high-end properties. But when I did talk to him about my one-bedroom studio apartment, he was really enthusiastic to come on board. There were 2 others on the market in the complex, and mine really stood out due to the effective marketing approach that Mark took, and within weeks we were able to sell the property.
Yeah, one of the things that I really thought worked really well, I just didn't have Mark. He brought in another agent that gave him leverage to, see the people who needed to go through the property, gave me updates. So working with 2 agents was great.